What's up, everybody? Conrad here on the Trailco YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a seat cover install from PRP. I got a custom front and rear set right here. As always, these videos are sponsored by our forum, 4gtaco.com. Link will be in the description. All of that, the usual. Let me flip the camera around. I'll show you guys a closer look and tell you a little bit more about these. All right, so here's a little bit of a close-up on, these are the rear seat covers. And I went a little bit out there with my design. I wanted to do something different. You guys see that silver? I did that because I plan on running machined wheels for the life of this truck. So we did a few things like tan plaid centers. I have to double check the name of that stitching. I believe it's Italia, but I'll put a little asterisk and some text if I'm wrong. But we went with the bronze stitching. We got some black carbon fiber. We've got silver carbon fiber. The black at the time, I wasn't planning on it yet, but I've got some night top carbon flares over there, so it'll help to tie everything in even more. Over here we've got the front seat covers, same thing, all the headrests. We even have a center console piece that matches everything else. That's not it, that's a headrest. There is the center console piece. But if you guys haven't heard of PRP, they've been around for a long time, at least a couple decades, if not more. They do everything from full seat replacements to seat covers. There's Toyota stuff, there's Ford stuff, a bunch of Universal things. So if you've got any one of those, or you're just curious, go check them out. I think their website's just prpseats.com. But again, links will be in the bio. We're going to install these on my hybrid Tacoma. So I think that's everything. There, I guess a couple little details. Over 60 different material choices to choose from. Vinyl, suede, all sorts of stuff. I will talk a little bit more towards the end when I get them installed, exactly what my configuration here is. A lot of it was supposed to match the build, the bronze oxide and the silver wheels, and now the carbon flares. So these are supposed to last, they have a 25-year lifespan, so they should probably outlast your ownership of a vehicle unless you plan on keeping it forever. And they've got a killer warranty, 5 years. I've heard really good things about these from people who have made warranty claims. If there's ever been an issue, PRP is super good at taking care of people. So killer warranty, made in America. That's the big thing too. A lot of the cheaper stuff, it's not going to have as OEM fit and finish as this stuff will. Obviously won't have the customization, won't be made in America. A lot of those are made overseas. So you're really looking at the very best for the very best, my new truck. So let's go ahead and start with the back, and we'll start showing you guys how to install this stuff. So right away, something quick to note, on the hybrid, the battery is under the seat, and the seats do not fold the same way they do as they do in the non-hybrids. Non-hybrids, I believe you just pull it up and out, and the whole seat kind of pivots out that way. The rear seats still move, but the bottom seat has these little clips. I'll show you one of them right here, and they go down here. There's 3 of them, and once you get those off, you can just lift up and boom, there's your hybrid battery. There's your starter battery, if you were curious. I thought these didn't have starter batteries, but naturally, yes, they still do. So if you're ever going to replace it, this is where you replace your hybrid battery, and that's where you replace your starter. So the first thing to do is obviously to loosen all that stuff, get it all apart so you can kind of get in there, start feeding all the different components through. So let's get started. I won't make you guys watch too much of this. There are other guides out there. I'll try to show you at least some of the install process and how it works. But yeah, this is how it's going to work on a hybrid starting on the back. One more thing before we get started, show you guys the back of these. They do have cutouts and slots for all the various things that might be in there, latches, everything like that. And then they have these Velcro strips that have these kind of, they're elastic, and it gives you a little bit of room to stretch everything, and that's how you're going to secure everything underneath the seat. All right, let's start installing these. We're going to have to disconnect all these straps. Step 1. And then we're just going to start feeding everything through. Probably won't make you guys watch this entire thing because there's a little bit of, you gotta screw with this stuff a little bit. So I show you guys the finished product when it's done. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys, the key thing with these is patience, because there's a lot of cracks and crevices you gotta fit this stuff into. So it will fit, just be patient. You'll finalize everything as you kind of go, but that's it. One side is on, and again, from the bottom, you can see those Velcroed straps that are holding everything down. So let's move on to this other seat bottom. Okay, we got the bottom portions on, pretty easy on the 4th gen. And now we're gonna do the headrests. Headrests are pretty simple, slip them on, little piece of Velcro at the bottom, and that's it. So let's get to it. All right, check it out. Super tight fit on these guys. Get the PRP logo on the back. Oh, there you go, since 1997. So we got what, 32 years or so? Right, I'm gonna do my math right on that. Something like that, but nice and clean. There's even a spot for the posts, and then there's a bunch of Velcro in there, even around the post, to keep everything nice and clean. So that's done. Let's do the seat back now. Okay, for a second, I doubted myself on this color combo, trying to match my wheels, but now that everything is on and installed, I'm pretty stoked, dude. I think everything looks really good. Just want to give you guys a quick view. Let's hop over here, get you that wide angle. Boom. I actually really like it. Anything to add a little bit of a custom touch. So now that we're done here with the rear, everything's nice and tight, fitting good. We're gonna move on to the front. Okay, a quick view at the back. Same basic concept. Here's the top. Here's the top of the seat back, and it has zippers on both sides, and then it's got the Velcro here on the bottom. So by the time it's all connected, nice and snug. And the bottom, it has these little hooks that I believe go like to the wire framing under the car. So let's get these installed. So I ran out of light yesterday, shooting a bunch of photo and video, of course. But the front is all done. Everything's nice and tight, headrest. Everything's adjusted under the seat. Once the sun goes down a little bit more, I'll go through like more of an install overview. But this front seat is done, looking fresh. Let's go knock out the passenger side. All right, super quick little side note. We got the center console cover on. Looking fresh, man. Super simple. This one just has some straps on the bottom of it, like the bottom of the seat over there. Let's knock out that passenger seat. So the lighting right now is not very good, but this side went on real quick. I must know what I'm doing, or I'm figuring it out slowly. The lighting's not that great, so I'm gonna let the sun go down a little bit, and I will show you guys some final key points. Like I said, install overview and everything, once the sun settles down a little bit, so we can get some better exposure. All right, it's been a couple days. Check it out. The final product. If this is redundant, please skip through. But center console, front seats. A couple things to note. Patience is super key with these. You gotta tuck everything in there. Your fingers might hurt, but it's gonna be worth it. Got the airbag. I don't know what you would call that, airbag slot opening for the side curtain airbags or the side seat airbags. On the bottom, it's gonna be really tough to show you, but in there, there's some clips that hook to the wire framing of the seat. A little bit of Velcro. I'll show you guys the back. This one, all straps, and this then kind of Velcros to itself on the bottom as it covers the entire seat. Go check out the headrests. You guys know what to do on the hybrid. Let's go to the other side. Cool part is, factory driver's seat doesn't have a pouch, and now it does. So when you add these, you get 2 rear front seat pouches. You got slots for all your stuff. All the holes for like the headrests and stuff, like you see right here, they're a little bit smaller than they need to be, so you kind of pull them around for a nice and tight fit in there. You can see the zippers. There's another zipper on that side. Some zippers back there. Looks like I'm missing some tucking over here. You got to tuck all your little components away. Again, you're gonna have to be patient with these. And if you are, they're gonna come out great. Fingers might be a little sore, but I think that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Super quick rundown on my setup. So I've got carbon fiber. I believe these are vinyl. Double check me, right? When you guys go on the site, there's only so many options, right? Carbon fiber vinyl, the silver. Carbon fiber black vinyl, this black stuff. Dark gray suede. Bronze stitching. Tan plaid, and again, if I get this wrong, I believe it's the Italia stitching on like that plaid portion right there. So if you're looking for what I would say is probably the best set of seat covers, and I hesitate to use that word because sometimes it's objective, but you get what you pay for with these. Crazy warranty, 5 years, 25-year lifespan, 60 plus, maybe even more configurations to choose from. So basically unlimited customization. And if you're patient, you can do it yourself. Just make sure you tuck everything into every little nook and cranny. Oh, you got to give them some time to break in. So I believe the recommendation is after like 30 days of sun, you kind of readjust everything and it should tighten all down. Obviously, to get into every crack and crevice, you're just gonna have to use the truck. You're gonna have to sit in them. I might put some like books or something in the bag, like a book bag to help to even everything out. But yeah, with sun, with use, everything should fit even better over time. Any crinkles in the material will go away as they've had a chance to relax from shipping and stuff like that. And yeah, guys, a really solid set of seat covers. I know there's not a ton of options, especially right now for the 4th gen. So if you're looking for them, especially custom sets, check out PRP Seats. I think that's gonna be it for this one. Don't forget to check us out on our 4G Taco forum, 4gtaco.com. Links in the descriptions for everything as always, our forums, our sites, the product. Thanks for sticking around for this one. You'll be seeing a lot more of these seats as we get in the driver's seat and start doing some trips with this thing. So we'll see you on the next one.